It was one of those Florida days where we had just about everything. Sunshine, some strong storms. Can we expect this to continue through the night?
Yeah, in fact, I'm tracking a severe thunderstorm rolling through northern Palm Beach County at this time. We've been doing the outer bands of what is Tropical Storm Debby. Of course, the major impact, the main impacts when we're talking about tropical storm conditions, hurricane conditions, that's going to be on the west coast of Florida. We deal with these outer effects. It's the rain bands that have been moving in all day. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center as of 11 o'clock. Winds up 45 miles per hour. Still tropical storm. You can see the heavy rainfall now spreading across parts of South Florida. Now, Debbie's latest track bringing up the Gulf Coast of Florida, staying out over open waters until it makes landfall. Could even see this strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane. Regardless, impacts still remain the same. We've been seeing rain bands moving across the area. Few have produced a few isolated severe storms, including this isolated one in northern Palm Beach County. It is entering the border of Martin County right now. This severe thunderstorm warning does go on until 11:15. These are very quick moving storms. They produce a heavy rainfall, strong wind gust up to 60 miles per hour within this isolated storm before moving its way into another county. So we'll deal with this over the next couple of hours and through tomorrow too. These outer bands rolling through the general area, producing periods of heavy rainfall and then clearing out very quickly. And then we see breaks in it in the way of cloud cover and some more sun even in the forecast, which is what we had for today. Now we do have the potential for heavy rainfall, still expecting additional accumulation of about maybe 2 to even 3 inches through the.
It was a beautiful summer Saturday morning here in South Florida. Almost hard to believe there was a tropical storm brewing in the Gulf until waves of strong storms moved in. Tropical Storm Debby was far from the southeast coast of Florida. Over on the west coast, the National Hurricane Center issued tropical alerts from the Keys to Florida's Big Bend, where the storm is expected to make landfall. While Debby moved north, southeast Florida is on what we call the wet side of the system, bringing the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast a wet weekend.
Yeah, it rained a little bit, stormed for an hour, downpour, and then sunshine.
Jupiter local David Schneiderman took advantage of the pockets of sunshine and the rough surf.
It produces good waves, especially being August, which is usually flat. So we'll get really good surf.
Ron Guerrero with the St. Lucie County Emergency Operations Center says this was a good dry run for everyone, a reminder to stay hurricane ready.
You want to make sure that that you're always ready with, water, non-perishable canned goods, your medication, batteries, flashlights, all the necessary items that you need in the event that you have an emergency and you have to leave. And
with an active season predicted, everyone in the Sunshine State knows we have to be prepared.
You always got to have a plan, and not only for hurricanes, but for all the hazards that we face here in Florida.
And Debby is forecast to make landfall on Monday, then bring heavy rain and gusty winds across Georgia and into the Carolinas early next week. In West Palm Beach, Victoria DeCardenas, CBS 12 News.
Keeping an eye on the tropics for us. Charlotte, you started bright and early this morning tracking that storm. What's the update at this hour?
Yeah, so really nothing much has changed since we chatted yesterday, or at least since last night. We do still have Tropical Storm, actually, we now have Tropical Storm Debby. That has been a change since we chatted yesterday. Maximum sustained winds at about 15 miles an hour. It's right to the south and west of the Florida Peninsula. As of this hour, we're seeing a lot of development. You notice those darker red colors on satellite. That indicates that this area is strengthening. So it's likely now to make landfall as a Category 1 hurricane, but impacts for us are just going to be those rain bands similar to what we saw yesterday. So we're starting to see isolated showers pushing up from the south down in Boca and South Palm Beach County. Over the last 24 hours, we've seen about ½ an inch to 2 inches of rain in some places. So everyone's gotten at least a little bit of that rain.